YouTube video. My name is Kaya. I love sewing, fashion, gaming, and just being creative in general. So yeah, I'm just super excited, and in this video I will be showing some preparation for quilting projects and for sampling some fashion projects. So let's get started. Alright, so actually I've been wanting to make a quilt for quite some time, and I love all the pictures on Pinterest with all these very nice cozy quilts and blankets and stuff like that, so I got super inspired. And I managed to buy some really cute fabrics also, and I washed them and I was very excited, but I don't really have much experience with making quilts, so this is my first time making a quilt. And it's very exciting, but it's all very new, and there's a lot of information about how to make a quilt, which is fun but also a bit overwhelming. So I definitely wouldn't really, say that obviously I'm a professional or something. And I know that there are tools to actually improve the quilt to, really make the quilt look really professional stuff. I hope to actually get there eventually, but right now I just kind of do my own thing and figure out what works, or, see how things go. If you have any tips to make a quilt, let me know. I would love to learn more about this. So yeah, I'm just here preparing all the fabric and preparing for a blanket. This is not all the fabric that I'm using. These fabrics are really just the basics, and then eventually I will add, I think, a cotton white fabric to it to kind of balance out all the textures and stuff like that, or all the patterns, I mean. Here I had to recut them because I figured out that the pattern was actually 1 centimeter too big. It was 12 by 13 instead of 12 by 12. So I decided to cut off 1 centimeter of each. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but I really enjoy this process. And this is the end result. I've been wanting to make my own lingerie or undergarment for quite some time now, actually, and I really enjoy learning to work with new kind of fabrics and textures, with jersey fabric, stretch cotton fabric. It's really a different kind of way of sewing garment, which is nice, and also to learn new kind of garment techniques and stuff. I just like to practice making the basics first before I would just start with a lingerie set with lace and, stretch lace, because I'm not sure how that works yet. The fabric that I'm using is a stretch fabric, but I use it to sample. So the way that I cut this kind of fabric, I wouldn't really sometimes recommend, because it's not really the way to cut sample fabric, I think, but maybe it doesn't matter, because I just think, okay, I always thrift my fabrics pretty much. I thrift my fabrics, I would say 90% of the time, so about 2 meters jersey is like €4, so that's why I'm not really caring too much about how I cut a fabric. But yeah, it's nice to learn new kind of techniques and to practice and stuff like that. And it's just very nice to learn how to make lingerie and undergarment and make the basics. I think it's very nice. I'm using this folk pattern for a nice pajama slash lounge set, which is very nice and pretty. I always like to sample my clothes first, mainly because I'm a beginner, to be honest, but also to see if the garment fits well with, you know, the clothes that I'm making and the patterns that I'm using, if it fits nicely on my body type. Also, what has to be adjusted or not. So for example, here I want to add 10 centimeters for the legs and 2 centimeters for the top of the pants to put elastics on, because I actually prefer that than sewing the elastic into the pants. The top was definitely quite a challenge. It used a lot of different sewing techniques that were new to me, so I just decided to focus on other projects before I continue making the top. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I just want to say as a reminder, you know, with fashion, if you're a beginner like me, just sample fabrics, you know, if you want to practice and stuff like that, you know, and you're dealing with a lot of perfectionism and stuff like that, just sample the fabrics, just make garments, you know, it doesn't matter, just visit a thrift shop, just buy a bunch of garments for very affordable price and just practice before, you know, then you can make adjustments and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you have fun. Leave a like and a comment if you like. Feel free to subscribe. And thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye bye.